Here's Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura again, adorned with more pink collectively than they had before, but less on Ventura as Monsoon does the usual Monsoon thing. He welcomes the audience and hypes up the events of the night. Howard Finkel announces Adrian Adonis, who's flanked by Jimmy Hart, and here comes Corporal Kirchner doing his best Americana act possible. They literally said this guy is from Fort Bragg. Complete with American military music and army fatigue-like attire, there is no confusing what this guy's character is at all. I'm not against it or anything, but I just thought saying he was from Fort Bragg was the most ridiculous thing they could have done apart from calling him Andrew Michael America, then taking the initials and copying them CM Punk style so that his name would read AM America. Kirchner was a real paratrooper, so having him do an army act makes perfect sense. I sincerely hope they don't pull a 2015 Rusev and make literally his entire act in every conceivable way happen to be about where he's from. Nor do I want to see a mid-90s thing where his job is literally the only thing that defines his personality. This match was a reasonable opener, but really felt like they were pushed for time when thinking this one up. Kirchner does some nice technical stuff. Adonis roughs up Kirchner with some Dusty Rhodes elbows, amongst some decent grappling before Kirchner goes for a suplex, which Adonis turns into a kind of DDT thing and pins him for the 3. This match felt really tight on how much time they were allowed, and they did a good job with the time they had, but I feel like with a little longer, even 5 minutes or so, would have been more than enough to make the match good, as well as not making Kirchner look silly. At one point, Monsoon kind of half suggested that it's better to paratroop somewhere because you know who's going to be there than it is to face Adrian Adonis. I felt a little bullish, no offence to anyone. Monsoon appears to have swapped the phrase holy mackerel for holy Moses. I also think the ring's a little worse than the one they had at WrestleMania. It makes slightly tinnier sound on impact, the ropes look like the turnbuckles are a bit thinner than I anticipated, and the ring appears to bounce when they move. I know it needs to have as much give as possible, and that's great, but there comes a point where it goes from a wrestling ring to a wrestling trampoline. A slow motion replay of the suplex DDT thing shows an absolutely huge amount of spring from the mat. The post-match interview with Mean Gene, while Jimmy Hart cosplays as Tigger, Adonis gives a solid promo about rewriting wrestling and belittling Kirchner's lack of experience. Nothing out of the ordinary, but done very well.